Welcome to day 3 here in Japan, where we're going to be lucky enough to head to Osaka, where Matoki tells me we're going to see the hustle and bustle and street food restaurants of Japan. So we just had a really good journey on the very, very fast train from Shizuoka. So I said it right first time.
Yeah.
Shizuoka to Kyoto, and it took us about an hour and a half. And just so you understand the speed of that train, it's actually driving a similar distance from London to Scotland.
That's
and
right.
We did that in 1.5 hours, traveling at about more than 300 kilometers an hour. So now we're going to get back onto the train and we're going to head to Osaka, and we're going to be in search of food, basically. We do market research on some of the best restaurants Osaka has to offer. Arriving at Southside Osaka, looking around me, I just remember feeling like a kid in a candy store. All I wanted to do was run off and sample the street food. We're in the heart of South Central Osaka. It's like the hustle and bustle of Chinatown back in London, I feel like, but everything is Japanese. Surrounded by very beautiful restaurants, but they're more like street food rather than fine dining. So I can see all around me lots of people eating with chopsticks, standing up or sitting at bars. One thing you do notice around here are the windows, just like this, where they actually create the whole menu to look exactly real, like the real food that they'd serve, but it's actually the models of the food. So people can walk past the restaurants. It's a way of grabbing customers and getting them into the restaurant without having to read the menu. They can see what they're going to have. So this is something I've been wanting to try all the way back since when I was in London, when I heard so many things about takoyaki, and I was actually going to try and put it on the menu once in London. Taco is octopus and yaki is grilled. So they get like chopped up octopus, put it in a batter mix and grill it into balls, like a pancake ball, turn them over, top it with sauce, mayonnaise, and it's real street food here of Japan. Kewpie mayo and bonito. Wow. There it is, look at that. You got the tonkatsu with the takoyaki sauce, Kewpie mayonnaise on top, and bonito. Bonito is this dried fish on top. A freshly cooked mouthful of takoyaki. Wow! That's it. Very hot. You see when you see the heat coming off of the bonito, they move and they look like they're alive. You see the heat comes up. They're dried fish. They look like they're still moving and alive. You've got to let that cool down a little bit for the second tasting. Well, I couldn't wait to go to the first restaurant, and Matoki-san insisted we had to go to this seafood restaurant. Apparently there's something very different and very special inside of it.
Okay, so the restaurant we're gonna go to is, we can see over there. So the boat is displayed in the middle of the building over there. So let's go fishing and let's grab some.
Let's have a look. Okay, I've got my hook. We had to come to this restaurant. I've heard so much about it. To come in here, stick your hook in the water, try and catch your own fish. The fish that you cook, the chef will then prepare how you like it to be cooked. Sashimi or grilled, and this is how it looks. So I've got to go fishing in a minute. So if you can't catch your dinner before you run out of bait, you have to pay for the bait. Knowing my fishing skills, this restaurant is going to run out of bait. Right, let's try and hook something on there. So we're going to hook that in there, I guess. Right, number 1. Yeah? We're going in. The fish know I need to lose weight, so they're just making me do a bit more sport and a bit more cardio here before they actually take a bite. That's why they eat it raw, because by the time they catch it, there's no time to cook. It seemed that the fish were a lot smarter than me. It felt like hours and hours I was fishing for. This rod and shrimp idea, I had no chance of eating tonight. I had to turn to the net. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Up, up, up. Ah! Right, we had to do it as a team. This net did most of the work, and he just caught it right at the end. So once you are lucky enough to eventually catch a fish, or team up as we did and catch one in 2 nets, the waiter comes and takes the fish and asks you how you want it prepared. You can have it sashimi, raw, tempura, cooked, grilled, barbecued. You want it your way, that's how you get it. Here we have it, the first one we caught. Apparently they made sashimi out of it. I'm not 100% convinced this is actually the fish we caught. I'm not sure if they're trying to scam us a little bit. But nevertheless, they're pretending it is. You think it's out the fish we caught?
I doubt a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is, great entertaining.
That's the second one we caught. Tempura with grated daikon, ginger, shiso tempura. I quite look forward to tasting this one. We haven't had much fish tempura since we've been in Japan, so I'm looking forward to that. Dip in the soy. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's still very nice, very fresh. Who knows if it's the fish we caught? It might be. It's got a slight tough chew, which is what happens when fish is very, very fresh and you cut sashimi with it. It does have that bite, so possibly. Okay, on to the tempura. So they said the fish is called tai in Japanese, which is sea bream in English. You just take your fish, put a little bit into your tempura sauce, so the batter can absorb some of the sauce. And then down the hatch. So the other thing you have on the side here is what's called daikon oroshi. That means grated daikon and ginger here. Ginger oroshi and daikon oroshi. You just take some like so, put it into your tempura sauce, and it really changes the texture and the flavor of the tempura sauce. So you try your tempura like that.
Okay, I'm gonna group 1. Okay, it looks like, so it's gonna be swimming on the sauce.
Yeah. I like a lot of sauce when I do my tempura.
Yeah. Love it.
Better with the daikon?
Yeah.
Much better with the daikon and ginger. Very, very good. So for those of you who know me, one restaurant is not enough. We continued to walk down the streets of Osaka and I saw lots of beautiful street food restaurants, gyozas, more takoyaki stalls, dumplings, fried food, steamed food, and we stumbled upon one of my favorite ones, the Katsu Skewer restaurant, where you have deep fried, in breadcrumbs, selections of meat, seafood and vegetables. It's a sort of environment where you sit down, have a laugh, have a beer and some great Japanese food. So now I've arrived in North Osaka, I could quite tell the difference between south and north, that the south side are all the street food style hole-in-the-wall restaurants. But here in North Osaka it was much more, you get to dine inside the restaurant and sit down, which I quite preferred. So Matoki-san took us to the sushi restaurant. It was a super busy, very fast paced. I've never seen sushi chefs' hands moving so quick. We ordered fatty tuna and what was on the menu as meat sushi. So basically what happened is, I've got a Japanese guy with me who's my translator who doesn't got a clue how to speak Japanese anymore. I've noticed actually the last 3 or 4 days your Japanese is quite bad. Okay, and what's happened is we thought we were ordering a seared beef sushi and raw beef. It turns out he ordered the seared beef and raw horse. So this is a horse sushi. It was my first time to try horse sushi, but apparently he says it's a good accident and it's quite popular here. Soy sauce the same way?
Yep. and you're gonna see how
So
it is.
I'm guessing it's grated ginger on top,
Yeah, exactly.
sugar,
correct.
a little bit of soy sauce,
Uh-huh.
and what the horse.
It is actually very
It's a very good texture. I could have thought it was beef, to be honest, but it feels very soft, and then the fresh ginger just comes through really as the main taste. But the texture is very soft and very nice. Well, there's the end of another day here in Japan, day 3. You must check out tomorrow, which is day 4, where Motoki-san's going to be taking me to the Nishiki market, which is one of Japan's most famous markets, situated in Kyoto. Beautiful, man.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
717. 719. This is us. Okay. So, to be honest, the first thing I do when I get into my room is I've noticed all the toilets in Japan have this sort of underwater flush system where they wash your a little bit without the need to use toilet paper. I just want to check that this room has one. I see it. Here it is. This is it. So you sit on the toilet and you got the position front and back. So if you want to clean your oil, you can choose forward and back, pressure up and down. This one, instead of shooting just a straight line of water, it sort of goes. It really cleans everything really well. So now that you've seen the best part about my Japan trip so far, the toilets, I'm going to have some meetings later and some business things to go and meet with Motoki. Maybe in the bar we'll meet first, but for now I've got some business to take care of. I'll see you in an hour or two.